The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we would take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Good afternoon. You're tuned into Ability Matters, the program that covers matters to do with abilities, disabilities and everything in between. We are one of the longest running disability-related shows in the world, starting as Headway On Air all the way back in 2007 and now brought to you by My Home Living Care, an NDIS registered disability support organisation.
Yes, thank you, Sean. Good afternoon. This is Ability Matters, and you're listening to Illawarra's favourite community station, 106.9 VOX FM. Of course, I'm your host, Tony S. Oh, Tony Scott, also known as Tony S. Yes. And sorry, too many S's there.
Yes.
Let's calm down. Okay, now, of course, with me as always is my co-host, Bec. How are you, Bec?
Good, thanks, Tony. How are you today?
Well, full of S's, obviously, but yeah, okay.
Full of S's, that's probably a better way to be than other words, other letters.
Touche. And with me as out of a surprise, I suppose, we have a guest host on today.
We do. We have Kylie from Rock and Rollers with us here today. How are you, Kylie?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
Good to hear. And, of course, I want to thank Tim for the past few hours of his lovely show, Through the Past Darkly. Always good stuff, Tim. Like I say every week, don't change, buddy. Always good music. And I especially loved your Pink Floyd little rendition there. Another Brick in the Wall. Great top song there, buddy. Thank you. Okay, so I've heard of this rock and roll support. They tried to get me involved with that earlier on because I know you take disabled clients who need support work, obviously, such as myself, in the public arena. And to take disabled people, clients such as myself, to concerts, that sort of thing, yes?
We do.
Right.
We do.
Now, I believe they tried to get me involved to take me to Iron Maiden a couple of weeks back, but I already had a different support person, so I went more on my own. Well, it's still beautiful, awesome all the way, but yes. So, okay, fill us in. What's your role there at Rock and Rollers?
So I'm founder and CEO of Rock and Rollers.
Oh, so you...
Yeah, I created the magic.
You planted the seed, so to speak, and you have the tree that is Rock and Rollers.
I did. Would you like me to elaborate?
Yes.
Okay. So it was approximately 4 years ago that my dream came to life. Prior to that, I was working in a large corporation in SIL, in group homes.
SIL, Supported Independent Living?
Well, it was in a group home environment, yeah. I found my place as such, working alongside people that lived with challenging behaviours. So trying to allow them to access community and in a safe way, and also to learn life skills and to grow as humans and contribute to society in a safe, loving environment, because we'd spend a lot of time together. Sometimes, situations happened where I would do 7 sleepovers in a row, or spend my time, a lot of time with the boys and girls in different homes. Loved it, loved that part of my life, learnt so much from the people that I spent all of my hours with and other support workers, because I was new into it then. I'd come out of TAFE and changed careers, something that I'd always wanted to do. But it just, after a certain amount of time, years, I started to just get a bit frustrated with the rigid environment. I have spent majority of my life from when I was young going to watch live music and have a soundtrack to my life, spent a lot of time admiring different musicians and bands, and just felt that that's when I found that I was home. I found my people when I was up the front.
It's the best kind.
Rocking on, it is. You look around and you meet new friends and you have that energy and you just
the whole
feel,
vibe.
Yeah, like you're part of a community, and I just wanted that. I'd be at work as such, and I'd be telling people that I was going, and a lot of people that I supported wanted to do that as well. That was part of their dream. They loved the music, and I watched them relax, and I'd see that our connection with that. But when I'd ask if they could come along, I was always told no, because, you know, shift finishes at 10. People had to be in bed by then.
Yeah.
And I never understood that. It was butting my head up against a wall. And I'm a bit of I am an advocate. I find it very easy to advocate for people. So I would find myself in front of management a lot, arguing that point.
Pointing the where it needs pointing.
Just, you know, questioning, challenging. And
better way to
why can't they have fun too?
Well, everybody deserves that, don't they? Everyone deserves to be part of a community. And so after a lot of years, I was just finding that I was really unhappy. The idea came into my head to create Rock and Rollers, and that there was a lot more. There's, you know, people do great things, but with limits. And I looked around. No one else was doing it. It wasn't available. There wasn't that group environment. Yes, you could go one-on-one with a support worker to go and watch some live music, but nothing's like walking into a venue or walking in with your crew, with your people. You feel relaxed, you feel more comfortable, even if it's just 3 or 4 people, but they're your mates. You're like, you know, we all started out wearing Rock and Rollers T-shirts, staff and people we were supporting. So we were a crew. We walked in and we had that energy, even to go to Waves or something like that in Wollongong, whether it be or the big venues in Sydney. And we did it together. And also you have that place to come back to. If you go for a wander, you feel comfortable to go up the front.
I can recognise the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Now, and just you in saying that, it reminds me of one thing straight away. Now, I'm not saying it's always with the band Kiss, but are you familiar with the Kiss Army?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Kiss Army.
So that's sort of a group and rendition, family habit sort of thing?
Yeah.
We're all part of the Kiss Army,
That's right. You belong.
Back in the day, the 70s.
And people understand you. They know what but it was more than that. It was just social and connection, and we'd just sort of come out of COVID as well when I started. So that allowed for a lot of people that don't have varying abilities to understand the isolation and how that can feel, and how sad it is and scary it can be, and how you just don't see an end to it. So I wanted to be that person, that light, that ray, to go, let's do this together. And it happened. So I created this. I left where I was and thought, let's go all in. And I knew I was on the right path straight away, because then all of a sudden Universe provided, and I was attracting like-minded support workers. And
you seen the parting of the clouds and the light coming down sort of thing?
It's similar to that. Yeah, I just knew I was on the right path. People were coming towards me. I was just organic. I didn't advertise. I had support workers come to me and say, we believe in what you're doing. I'd love to be part of the team. I was like, come on board. And then people that wanted support and wanted to give this a go, they were coming towards me. And very fast, in a matter of probably 2 years, I had 40 staff and supporting 70 people.
Wow, that's awesome.
And we've created some magic. We've got some really great memories. That's our logo. Come with us and create memories and find your people.
I like the message.
But it's not just, I suppose we do get put into a bit of a box with Rock and Rollers, as our name implies. Very quickly, it wasn't just about the socials and the fun side of things. We do obviously support one-on-one through the day as well. We are goal-orientated, very much so. We've assisted some of our people to create their own businesses, and now they're independent and bringing in an income themselves. I have a young man, Sam. He's created an art class, Beyond Limits.
Awesome.
Yeah, another young man, Dan. He has collected recycling, so he goes around with the support and collects all the recycling and goes and recycles it. It gives him his little bit of extra cash a week. And
more of a goal, a reason in life sort of thing to keep him promoted for the time being at least.
It's a start. But more than that, he created his own socials. He created his business cards, his logos. He self-promotes, which has given him the confidence to actually go and approach businesses and say, hey, would you like me to
get
collect
out there and say his thing?
It's amazing.
So
it sounds
awesome.
like he's come out of his shell.
Yeah. There's a lot. I could keep going, but I'll be here for hours. But yeah.
Well, we've only got one. about 50 minutes to go now because
Okay.
it's currently 12:12, so there we go. Now, I think we've covered maybe the first 2 or 3 questions. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I'll play a song, then we'll get right back to this now. I'm going to open up today with David Bowie, and the song is aptly titled Fame from 1975. And then after that, we've got some Kiss lined up aptly, but yes, we'll leave you in suspense which song I play, but here we go. David Bowie, Fame, 1975. Yes, that was just Kiss with the song Beth from 1976. Now, that song Beth was actually written by the drummer Peter Criss, and there's no actual... It's not really a cliche Kiss song. There's no real gunning guitars or anything like that. And it's more like, it's kind of like their one and only sort of truly ballad sort of song. Yeah, I'm a fan of it anyway, but let's continue on, shall we?
No worries. Thanks for
and
that.
Claire, go for it.
Kylie.
Sorry, Kylie, yeah.
It's okay. Claire's a nice name, actually.
Near enough good enough? Yeah, I like your ideal. Good stuff, girl.
So wonderful to hear about yourself and a little bit about rock and roll. Was just before that music. Sorry for those people that missed out. But I think I'd like to hear a bit about yourself, Kylie. Can you tell us a bit about you and some of the bands that you like to play?
The person behind the Rock and Rollers shirt.
Because I'm pretty sure that you've got a few different groups that you might like, considering you've got this wonderful organisation called Rock and Rollers.
Yes. I have a very varied, wide taste of music. I can go anything from opera to more the heavier stuff. So probably top of my list, everyone will know that knows me, is Foo Fighters.
Yes.
They're a great band.
Yeah. I've had a long time love affair with them. Tool is another one of the heavier sort of side of things. I've recently discovered a young band called the Moving Stills, and I listen to them a fair bit. They're some young guys that a few years ago, we actually created a podcast for ourselves for a young lady that we were supporting, and her dream was to be a music journo.
Oh, wow.
So we created a podcast, and it was very successful actually for a while, and we interviewed bands and about accessibility to concerts and gigs and venues and just...
interesting topic.
It was really great, and we actually interviewed those young guys, the Moving Stills, and I've listened to them since. But there's a lot for
Where
me.
are they from? Are they from around here?
You know what? I've gone blank, but I think that they're probably
That's right. No
from.
one can see you
I
on the
think they're
radio.
either Northern Queensland or WA. WA comes to mind, but yeah.
So Australian, but not
Australian,
local.
Australian
touring
band.
constantly in the back of their car. They still are.
Yep.
I follow them on socials, and they're doing a lot. But they're getting places now, so it's really nice. They actually crashed at my house the night of when they came here and played a gig down in Kiama, and they called me and said, "Hey, if you had a place to stay," and I was like, "Yeah, crash at my place. That's right. My boys aren't home at the moment. You can have their beds."
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a lot of upcoming. And there's a lot of really, obviously Bowie. We all love Bowie. Fleetwood Mac, all of the classics. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I think I've got a few classics left to go in the list I've got here this morning, but this morning. Oh no, afternoon. Yeah, I don't know the technicality with the night time.
We are into afternoon.
It's as Sheldon can say, it's the pre-evening.
The pre-evening?
Yes, it's the pre-evening. It's not evening, and it's in the afternoon. It's pre-evening.
Come on, play it safe. Forget the time. Just say today. How's that sound? Good stuff.
Later on.
In a moment, yes.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to ask you as well, there are various social groups available at your organisation. You don't just do gigs and things like that. So, how do people get involved with those?
Well, usually they give us a call, or they will go onto socials or onto the website and just put in an expression of interest, just get in touch. Beth, who's organises all of our socials and our events.
Just played Beth, yeah.
Yeah. She'll get in touch. She's a real rock chick as well. She loves her music. Her husband's in a band, and she organically came to us as well, and she's a perfect fit for the crew. But yeah, she'll get in touch, or Nicole, who's our client liaison, and they'll get it happening. We have lots of different groups. So there's the socials that go out in the evenings. It's a Tuesday and a Thursday. That's a group of people that get together, go out, have a dinner together and form long-lasting friendships, which...
Just quickly now, before we go any further, are there any, say, pre-existing conditions that you need to join this group beforehand?
No.
So you don't have to be disabled or anything?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Disability.
Yes, it's a disability
service. It sounds like an awesome,
If you identify as having a disability, then, and also we are...
But do you need NDIS or anything in that
NDIS,
respect?
yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you've got to be disabled and have to have NDIS support. There we go. Just figured I'd straighten that out, yeah.
Yes. So Tuesdays, usually the crew likes to go, they choose, everybody chooses where they'd like to go. They let us know and then we work it out weeks to go. If they find a new venue that they'd like to check out, then we go and have a look there and have a meal there and see what it's like. Tuesdays usually revolves around playing pool or darts and things like that. That's what the crew likes to do.
Real pub and games, yeah.
Pub and games, yeah. And then Thursday nights the group tends to like a bit of trivia, drag bingo, music bingo now we've just discovered.
Drag bingo.
Drag bingo,
We're talking guys dressed up as girls or vice versa?
Yeah.
Calling the bingo games?
Yeah, the bingo games can get a bit crude at times, a bit of a laugh. So if they're into that, all adults,
then there's no dramas.
No, there's no dramas. Everyone has a bit of fun.
Even a drink too, perhaps?
If they like,
BYO, I'm guessing?
No, because we're going to licensed venues usually, so
true.
if they like to have a drink, that's fine.
That's their prerogative.
That's their prerogative. We're all adult. And then Sundays is a really good group as well. They tend to go a little bit further afield, so maybe to Sydney or down the coast for some. I think they're booked in to go to whale watching, and
so beyond local, in other words.
Beyond local, yeah, or maybe sometimes
like
just
down Jervis Bay.
Yeah. So, and there's usually 5, 6, 7, up to 10, 12 people go on a Sunday and try new things. They've done the iFly in Sydney. That was a bit of a scary day. Everyone was keen to have a go until they got there, and then there was a lot of...
Then reality sets in.
Yeah, a few tears, a lot of fear, but they overcome
get in
that.
The harness. Ooh.
Yeah, everyone did it though, so they were really proud of themselves and stoked afterwards that they'd given it a go. Yeah, that's right. And then we also, Mondays is a really lovely group. There's a bunch of women that come get together on a Monday and do a bit of meditation, self-help, craft and cooking or whatever they choose to do, and they've really built some really great friendships. So they're a support system for themselves in the evenings. So that tends to happen quite often, is that people that require support build a great friendship with their support staff. There's always that line there that you have to obviously still be professional. Do tend to bend it sometimes when, obviously you get to know each other and you have a great friendship.
Disaster sort of thing?
Well, you
Not
still
disaster, but yeah.
You still have to be professional and also support staff. I have to try and encourage my staff that you do need your switch off time. You do have to have your own time.
Oh, like so don't call them at all hours of the night.
Or you might be having family time, or you might want to have a bit of a drink and you might not have your wits about you sometimes at night, to be able to assess a situation or so it's nice to build your own friendships, and through the social groups we've found that a lot of people have built those friendships, that they've got their person that they can call at night and they meet up aside from support, which is great.
Awesome.
That's the ideal dream.
That's what you want.
That's what you want, the independence. We're here for this amount of time. We'll be here longer if you need us, but eventually you're going to get on that next train, and hopefully we've allowed you to unpack some baggage, to pack some more baggage and set you up with what you need to move on from us. And maybe that's another support service, or maybe that's you don't need us anymore and you can be independent.
Well, that's all well and good to know, but I think we had enough talking now. Let's just throw in and break it up with some music, shall we? Okay, I've got some Hall & Oates.
Ooh, we got a slap on the wrist.
I wish I was a slap. Well, maybe
enough talking now.
I'm just, Okay, so we've got Hall & Oates, You Make My Dreams Come True, obviously, from 1980.
Good song.
Mm-hmm. And if we've got time, I'll throw in some John Sebastian from The Loving Spoonful with the Welcome Back Coda theme, entitled just Welcome Back. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Kind of jumped in on myself there a little bit. Got to put the ads in there. Okay, so yes, just now we just played John Sebastian, we don't know him from the band The Loving Spoonful, with the song Welcome Back. Obviously it's from the TV show, classic TV show from the 70s, Welcome Back, Kotter. It was the theme song for it, but yes. It was actually released in 1976, so there you go. More 70s, cool 70s tunes. There we go.
Cool.
Now, let's get back to this is still Tony Scott there in the chair with, of course, his co-host Bec.
Hello.
This is Ability Matters on VOX FM, 12 to 1 every Tuesday. Be with us when you can, okay? But for now, let's continue the interview with
Kylie.
I got it wrong again, sorry.
You're all right.
Okay.
You had the cake, so the Kurt, right? It's kind of on the right track.
Same.
No, well, thank you for that, Tony, and them great tunes. Love a little bit of Hall & Oates. That was great. And I think I'm a bit old for Welcome Back, Collar. Oh, I'm not old, but it's a bit old for me. I wasn't born yet.
What do you think I was?
No, I don't think you were, but you've got more music selection than I do.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll go with that. Anyway.
I'm just 80s stuff.
Okay.
We were talking in the off-air there, Kylie, and she said that she'd forgot to mention about the wonderful meal prep that they offer there as a group. So I would like to hear a little bit more about that. And then you said you've got some life skills that you also do there, and you're looking to start a community garden.
We are.
Tell us more about all of those wonderful things.
Yeah, so we have a fitness group on a Friday, especially that group after their workouts they come into the office, which is a house on the lake at Oak Flats. Yeah. We have a beautiful kitchen there, so they come in and they prepare a healthy meal and sit down and eat it together, and then if there's some leftovers they take it home. On a Monday evening, it's just a quick support, so we pick up, bring everybody to the house. One person each week is chosen, or they volunteer that they're doing the grocery shopping, so that's part of life skills as well, to go out and do the shop. Come back, everyone cooks together. It's a really beautiful energy. Even, as a CEO, you obviously have to do all of the things that you don't really love so much, like accounting and invoices and payroll and behind the scenes and rostering and managing and all of those things that sometimes, as being a creative mind like I am, I have a really, really huge imagination, and I find that those things can weigh me down sometimes. So it's really nice to step back or to join in with the groups and just suck in that energy again and just feel like this is why we do this and this is exactly it. And Monday nights is especially that night for me, because usually I'm there till late. Yeah, everyone arrives, they're cooking, everyone's doing their bit, chopping, cutting, frying, doing whatever they're doing. And the banter and the friendship that has formed in amongst everybody is really unreal. There's one young man that really struggled socially. He got himself in a bit of trouble sometimes with inappropriate language and things that, and personal space.
I'm just guessing pub talk outside of a pub.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, just being appropriate and personal space and those sort of things. And sometimes now I can actually hear him helping somebody else that is struggling with that right now, that's newer to the group, just reminding him and being really kind about it, but they've formed a friendship.
Of course, from personal experience.
That's
a little bit of a mentor.
Yeah, a bit of a mentor, and who would have thought that he would be that person, But I sit back and I just love it. And then they all sit down and enjoy a meal together, and then quite often, they prepare 2 or 3 different meals, so they get to take them home for the week as well. So, and it's really cheap. It's how to budget, how to cook all of those meals for a minimum. They all put in $10 each, and they manage to take home 3 meals and eat a meal. So it's a wonderful experience. Then they do, obviously the chores afterwards, clean up dishes, put the washing machine on.
Awesome.
And it's a great environment.
Awesome. And you're mentioning that wonderful space you've got down there at your
HQ
goes onto the lake, and you're going to utilise that as a community garden.
We are. We're currently structuring that, so it'll be through the week. People can come along if that's what they're interested in, is gardening or producing a food source to give back to the community. So we'll plant out all of the garden. It's accessible down the back of our fence line that goes down to the lake. So it's quite a large space that we're going to fill with herbs and vegetables that people walking past feel free to pick and take as you like. And then and it gives everybody the experience of growing, watching it grow, and then giving back. So it'll be really nice.
Oh, that sounds like an awesome project.
It is. So anybody's welcome to come along and help out if they've got skills in that area or they'd like to donate anything. We're always open.
That includes donating time.
And time?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, sounds like a very good initiative, not just for the people that might need the herbs and vegetables that you have planted there, but also for people to spend some time out in a social group and learn how to do things.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Sorry to interrupt there. One quick point now. It's coming up to 20 to 1 p.m. and I just send the update on the weather screen on the side here to my right. It just says here, all for Tuesday, cloudy with high chance of showers, becoming less likely throughout the early afternoon and later towards the evening. Winds are southerly, 25 to 35 kilometres an hour. And we're looking at a high of 16 and a low of 12 degrees tonight. It's currently at about 13.9 degrees, so around 14 degrees. And today it says obviously rain. And looking outside, it's looking pretty overcast. So, yeah, sorry to break you up there, girls, but, go for it.
All good, no worries. Would you like to maybe go to some music?
Yeah, it's a good time for tune, good stuff. Now, I'm not sure if you said it or not, but I think you said, I've got here next up is Supertramp Breakfast in America. Take a look at my girlfriend from 1979. I don't know why I got this associated with, probably wrong, but okay. I'm going to play for it now. Maybe a bit of Skinner later on. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. That was just Tuesday's Gone by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Also, it came back to my attention, released in 1973, but the song came to my attention in recent light because it was played in the credits for the song, the movie Happy Gilmore, released in 1996, starring Adam Sandler, of course, and it's a great, great song. Yeah, so we were just talking off air of it.
Number 2's coming out, Happy Gilmore, they've apparently said that they're bringing out a number 2.
That's news to me.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of all Adam Sandler's material, work,
Me too.
That's something for me to research on that too. Number 2, Happy Gilmore.
Number 2, yes.
Wow.
Really good.
I was only told that on the weekend as well. I was very excited
Ooh.
about it. Yeah.
Fresh news, good stuff. Go for it, Bec. Did we miss something?
Thanks, Tony. No, but we were talking about dating with a disability when we were off the air, so I would love you to talk about that a bit more, Kylie, and tell us what that involves.
That involves, well, we're onto it. We've just recently had our 6th evening, an event, bigger and better than ever. It was huge. We held it at the Woolshed. We were full to capacity. We had to cut off tickets again.
Wow.
There was a joke. Actually, the Chris Homer, the Lord Mayor, attended, and we had the famous Michael from Love on the Spectrum. You know the TV show? Yeah, and he's an actor. He attended as our special guest, and it was mentioned that maybe we might have to step up to Wynn Stadium next time because it's getting so big.
Too big, huh?
But it was beautiful. We had beautiful food. But so it came about. A lot of conversations always led back to, again, like we've spoken about, isolation, loneliness, and how difficult it can be to find a potential partner.
Definitely.
And especially more so if you are isolated and restricted, where you just rely on somebody coming to pick you up maybe once a week as a support to get you out and into community and attend social events or things. So a lot of people tend to rely with online and maybe online dating. Those places can be quite unsafe at times. There's a lot of predators that prey on vulnerable people. I found that a lot of people that we were supporting were finding that. I'd speak to other support staff and other services and it was a common theme. So we thought, let's create an event that's not speed dating because sometimes that can be quite...
Deterring.
Deterring, intimidating. Let's make it more of a fun...
And not long enough either.
Not long enough, no.
Especially people with a brain injury, I'm speaking from experience now too, tend to speak and think a lot slower than speed dating would give them enough time to say what they want to say, especially if they get stuck on a certain word or they can't find in their head but they want to say, and it would be very deterring. What's the word there? Detrimental, that's a big one, detrimental.
Yeah, that's right. And also if you're going into a community of people that potentially haven't really had anything to do with anybody with varying abilities, they can be quite judgmental sometimes as well, or even if they're not. Yeah, even maybe they're not being that, but there might be prior worries from if I was that person going into that dating scenario, I may think that those people are judging me. They may not be, but it's kind of may not be a safe place for me.
Preconceived notions of what things are.
Yeah.
And they might not be, but what they think it's the anticipation of what's going to happen.
That's right. And if you're living with anxieties or anything around those, then that exasperates with those sort of situations.
Escalated,
So what we wanted to do is create a really safe place for people living with varied abilities to come together with the potential to maybe find a life partner, love, but if not, if that's, not what you're after, then come along and meet new friends and just be in a really fun environment. Yeah, so we created it with a meal. We have prompting cards. We have games on the tables to play, just to ask, potentially pick up a card and ask a question to each other. We have a screen up that prompts you with questions that you could potentially ask. We have a DJ, we have a band. We have, so there's a lot of games in between and fun times, and most of the time everybody loves and waits for the dance floor to kick off and catch on fire. So then, it's a good night.
So all this stuff you can find, as well as booking tickets for concerts. You can find all this stuff on your website?
Yes.
Did you want to tell everyone what that was?
Yeah, it's www.rockandrollers.com.au, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram, and
I'm
there's a link
simple
there.
Google search will lead you that way. Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
Awesome. So I suppose we'll wrap it up now, and then we'll let Tony kick in with his music for the last 10 minutes or so.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Kylie, for coming along and having a chat with us, and we'll get you back again in the future when you've got some more wonderful things that you'll be able to tell us about.
I'd love that. I feel very privileged to come and sit with you.
This has been a beautiful, eye-opening experience for me.
Thank you.
And for the listeners,
Thanks, Tony.
I hope that, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming along.
It's been very great. Thanks. You. And so I'll sign off now, and I'll say good afternoon to everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope you enjoyed listening to us for the last hour or so.
50 minutes thereabouts there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you, Bec.